What I would actually like to do, for those of you guys who are here, and if you'd like to log in and create yourself, why don't we have you log in as the main Denver training, and then we're going to have you actually go in and create yourself as a user, okay?
What was the password?
It's 2244. It requires a minimum of 4 characters, but like I would make it as secure as you want and change it often so that mix it between special characters and numerics, and like it is very case sensitive, so if you have capital letters versus lowercase letters, our most common tech support question is somebody exceeding their login attempts, which basically you get 3. It's called 3 strikes you're out, and if you exceed it, it's like, oh no, then you have to kind of reset it. So
Sorry.
did you already do that?
No, I called. That's the only thing I called you for.
So do you guys want me to do that right now, or let's actually have you create your own selves first? Come in as Denver Training 2244, and we're going to actually have you create yourself, okay? So once you come in, you should see a screen similar to this, okay? Down under here, under System Management, we're going to click on this little thing and say, Add, Edit, Payees, and Permissions. And click Go. And then the first place that we're going to do, so currently I can see that we only have 2 people. 1, Brandon, he has a bridge from an outside corporation. And 2, this one called Denver Training. It's kind of an admin user, but he's just right here, okay? What we're going to have you guys do is, because you're logged in as Denver Training and we gave him admin capabilities, you're going to create yourself. That way, as we do some training, and as I give you different assignments, it'll say Danny, you know. It'll say Deb. It'll say Roxanne. It'll say whatever, okay? So here's what we're going to do in order to add ourselves new, if you're following along. Search and add a payee in the database. And then right here, put your last name right here. So right here, you would go Danny Schufert, okay? Boom, you would just go STU and just see if it finds you. How do you spell your name? SH? Okay, so watch this. I would go employee, last name like SH, and hit search. It'll come back and say, the reason it's doing this is because I'm connected to multiple corporations. You wouldn't even see this at all. It would probably say 0 results, and you would just say, add myself as a new payee. Okay? Once you do this, then you're going to kind of want to start going through it. And if you have pen and paper, I would write your username and password down, and we're going to actually show you how you can virtually log yourself out of the system. Russell, let's have you go ahead and do this as well. Would you like to do it?
Yeah, I just need the password up again. I can't spell it as well.
You're talking for the main site to get in, or which one? Oh, to get in. My bad. So you'll be at the login screen, and it's at Denver Training, all lowercase. I'll go back to that while these people are adding themselves. So here's what it's called right here. It's Denver Training. If you need me to, I could even blow this up a little bit. Is that better? Denver Training. And then the password was numeric 2, numeric 2, numeric 4, numeric 4. And then go ahead and pop down through the permissions and go ahead and assign yourself some permissions. Here's the cool thing. Guess what? Even if you're like, should I assign this, should I not? You can either read off to the side, or you can just be like, assign it, and then you can take it away, or you could add it later if needed as well. You're going to end up coming back multiple different times to the add, edit, payees, and permissions. So if I was doing it, pretend that I was actually doing it. Say my last name was Johnson. I would type in something like that, hit search, and say I didn't find it. I'm not a Tish and I'm not a Terry. You would say add the new payee.
Can I make a suggestion, Brandon?
Absolutely, yes.
So we maybe all of us put our real contact information in here. So like if I wanted to contact.
Okay, sure.
You know,
Roxanne.
Roxanne.
Yep, Roxanne.
So if I had a question for Roxanne, I have her contact information.
That's perfect. And if you've already done it and you've made yourself, watch this. Here's how you could edit yourself. So say I already added myself as a payee. There's the thing on the front called password and profile. Guess what it does? It allows me to go in and I can alter my information. Okay? including changing usernames, passwords, whatever it might be. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to see if you guys have added yourselves yet. Oh, I see Roxanne's in there. Awesome. Roxanne, could you actually, could you maybe help us jump around and let's have us, let's divide and conquer. Shannon, can you help as well for just a second? Russell, I'll help you, okay?
So this is.
Okay, perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to say search ad. Yep. Okay. Now with your last name, go ahead and
So
say
the 2244.
You can actually change the password now. User, so you can put your own
say
password.
add yourself.
You can leave the username and change if you want.
Okay, now start filling in this information right here.
Okay.
But you're
I'll help you
only-
as soon as you're ready for permission stuff.
So you can change all of this because Denver training
And
actually
we
on
help-
over last.
Alright, so let me choose a time zone.
Okay.
So,
As-
And
also,
then there's two rights.
Yeah.
It's just a-
I can use my puppy's name.
And here's another thing, just because it needs to go back, it changes the password. It's probably going to be everyone's head.
And I can, so I can do the whole thing or just leave it.
Yeah, you can leave it if you want. If you do want to put contact information, send this and you put your email. Might be customers or clients or just.
So just, and then there's an email here.
Email's ready, you can put your user just in case it changes. You
I'll
can.
refresh my screen, Danny. Are you in there already then?
Should be.
Awesome. So what you want to do is go ahead and log out
Keep it simple.
of the Denver training user and go ahead and log in as yourself.
So you can go down now and put in something.
Okay, so there's Danny. Awesome.
And so these are all the ones that Denver training had.
Okay.
So you can already just add yourself. And
So
you can
the
add
add button is
It's
then.
at the bottom, you can change these. So there's actually a link on all of these jump menus that
Mhm.
says on the page. So you
Oh,
can
okay.
jump or just scroll that's out. And then just-
One of the things that we're going to be doing in the future, this is a future development piece, but we're actually going to make it so you can soft copy. So like, say you had standard people, you're like, you know what, I've got 20 employees, and I always give them these permissions. We're going to actually allow you to create like a master so you can soft copy it. And or say, hey, I want you to have exactly what Johnny has. Pull up Johnny and say, copy and paste these permissions, or like kind of sync them up. Yeah, that's a future development, but it's definitely going to be coming into play.
So right now,
Okay.
so I had all mine done, I would hit save employee, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
And then hit the, and then if I had wanted to add somebody, I'd hit the back button, and all those would still be there.
All those same things that you would click,
I would just change my
you would
name,
change their name, their user,
and then
hit add again, and zoop, zoop,
and then
zoop,
go back,
zoop. Yep,
for as many as I want.
as many as you wanted to, okay? Correct,
We can change
correct.
that if we need, but I think right now you're trying to.
Yeah. You know what, basically what we're doing on purpose is we're kind of putting in just a few permissions instead of like the whole sea.
When I did search,
Whole
so
sea.
of course I wasn't there.
So Danny, if you want to, you can go ahead and play around and just kind of
Then you would add
play it all. Kind of help Russell here.
Oh, okay, so if it wasn't there. Okay, that's where I skipped because it saw zero, so I went back to.
Shannon, how we doing over there?
Good.
Awesome. So I'm just going to refresh my browser real quick and we're going to see what we have going on. Oh, perfect, perfect.
Anything checked.
So I see Debbie and
Put yours in.
So I could just do all the green.
Yeah, you can do that.
perfect. Now once again, normally normal people don't get that admin permission where they can just go add themselves, okay? But for the training, we wanted to set you guys up as administrators so that you could add edit permissions, you can do all kinds of stuff, okay? So technically, we have a lot of chiefs in the kitchen right now, but it'll be fun because we're in a training environment. It's fine, but normally what you do is you say chief, chief, Indian, 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 okay? And you got to set it up that way, okay?
Two reds.
We'll wait for just a second until we get just a couple more things going, and then we're going to show you our next step because we're setting up this brand new corporation. Did anybody have any questions while we're waiting for just a second on that? The soft copy will be really cool once that comes into play. We're also going to kind of even categorize some of the permissions. So it's like, standardly for a salesperson, what would you recommend? Like, kind of, we're going to tweak this out a little bit so it can kind of, right now, what we're doing is we keep building and building and building. So we're going so fast, we don't even have a chance to kind of like make it look pretty right now. It's very functional, but it's kind of like, oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. But eventually that will sort of slow down, and then that's when we're hoping to kind of like, okay, now that we roughly know all the pieces of the puzzle that can exist, let's see if we can make it look pretty. So that's kind of our general plan there.
I will say, and I've heard this from several people, that the look pretty part is, to me, is not as important as the speed. Everything loads so fast, and I like the fact that it does that. You know, there's other programs out there that may look prettier, but they just take so long. Seem like they take a long time to load.
This is a workhorse, okay? It may not look like the prettiest little Ferrari out there type thing, but I guarantee you it has a Ferrari engine in it. So,
Well, especially when you're working on devices like this where you don't have, where you're working off of cellular data as opposed to wireless. You
yeah,
want something that works fast, not to run the low ones.
for sure. Good call, Dan. I appreciate it. Okay, so did everybody log in now? I'm going to hit my refresh button. Okay, awesome. Looks like we're all in here. Well,
Wait, one more.
okay, let me see if we got
This
him.
is my password field. It's not enough characters.
You know what, if you had to go back and forth, this is just a browser thing, but anytime you have a password thing, it kind of like, oh, I don't know if they want to keep that. It kind of clears it itself, so sometimes you'll have to go back and forth. What we're going to do next is basically, I am going to just return here to show you where we're at. We set up a corporation. We haven't really, this is just general so that we knew it, okay? We're going to end up going back to these things, but before this, here's what we just did. We created a world. I created myself, and I bridged in, okay? And then we created an admin that's local only to that world, and then all of a sudden we created a bunch of other users, and we assigned them all permissions, okay? So we virtually created this little piece. We now have a world that can function, okay? So I'm going to come back here to the thing. Joe, did you get yourself in?
Yes.
I'm going to hit
Just like I said, it keeps going back to my setting up the time zone next time. Okay. Success.
No problem. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Awesome. And how do you pronounce that last name?
Sable, like the car or the fur. Sable.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. So right now it's telling me that I have 8 of these guys in here, so we're ready to play, okay? The number one tech support thing that we ever have is people exceeding their logins. You guys want to go see how to do that so you don't lock yourself out? Okay, so the first thing I want to do is if you go to any of the home pages, the classic home page, the interactive map, or the My Favorites, and you click on the help file, it's documented right here towards the bottom of the page. Basically what it is it has an address that you need to enter back in. If for some reason you get locked out of the system, more than 3 failed attempts, you have to do this. It has to be done on the computer that actually got locked out. What it is say my name is so-and-so, and I'm trying to log in, and then I go to another computer. Well, it's relative to the computer, so we lock out that computer because say somebody's trying to do a hack, well, they're not really going to be going from computer to computer to computer. Technically, your username is still unlocked, but if you exceed it on one computer, it just exceeds it there. That's why we have to do the little flush or the reset on that computer. We're kind of like, oh, something's going on here. Like, if they can't get in 3 times, I'm gonna
But then they go to another computer and log in, and
They totally could. I'm going to show you how to redo it so that, say I lock myself out on my computer, how you actually, how you can get back in, okay? So I'm going to come back here to the home page. Let's have everybody go to the home page. Find a logout link. We're going to go ahead and log out. Okay, so what I want you to do here is go ahead and put in part of your name or like basically make it so it's not correct, okay? So whatever your password is, maybe you just fudge it a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Hit login, and you're going to get a thing. I'm sorry, I can't find anybody that matches. Go ahead. It prompts you. You only get 3 chances to log in correctly. Go ahead and hit back. Do it again. Just kind of click out. We're on purpose basically trying to get a new error message that's basically going to say, I'm sorry, you've exceeded your attempts. Okay, I've got my error message right now. This is the most common tech support question we have. So it kind of prompts you, hey, if you have a buddy, guess what? You can do, have them look it up for you or whatever. Here's a couple things that we actually did to kind of help with this page so that you would actually be able to find out what's going on. Basically what it is you need to type in this little thing. Login reset. Watch this. How many of you guys know parts of the browser? This is called your address bar up here, okay? So watch this. The word login reset, and we just use underscores. Look at this. Login, instead of saying action, if I go like this and just get rid of the action piece, type in the word reset. Oop, I need an E in there. And then if I hit enter, it has to have the .cfm. That tells the page what's going on. Look at this. HTTPS has the www.Adilas.biz /top_secret/login_reset.cfm. Charlie, Frank, Mike. If you hit enter, what it does is it virtually lets you, it clears those 3 attempts, okay? And that has to be done on your computer. But that's how you clear it if you do it. And ideally what happens is when you first get a client, say you're a consultant, when you first meet with them, you have them go to the help file on the main page and print this out and we'll stick it in a drawer. And then you have that the little, it's your access key back in. Now go ahead and see if you can log back in.
This will help me stop calling.
Perfect, Roxanne. Now once again, you guys should just go right into the Denver training site. It should kick me to a chooser. I have to choose which world I'm going to play in, okay? But you guys, because you were created underneath that world, it automatically should route you right into that world, okay? We'll just go to Denver training.